You know, every time you send a message, check your bank account, or even just browse the web, there's this invisible force field protecting you. That force is encryption. And today, we're going to pull back the curtain on this digital shield and really understand how it keeps our secrets safe. I mean, you see this little padlock icon in your browser dozens of times a day, right? But have you ever actually stopped to wonder what it's doing? We see it as a symbol of trust, but what's the tech behind that trust? Well, that's exactly what we're about to unpack. At its core, encryption is actually pretty simple. It's the art of taking normal, readable information, what we call plain text, and just scrambling it into a secret code that's totally unreadable. We call that ciphertext. And the only way to unscramble it is if you have the right key. So why should you care? Because this isn't some tool for spies in a movie. Encryption is the fundamental building block of trust online. It's your personal digital shield, working 24/7 in a world that's, well, full of unseen threats. Just think about your day. That quick chat you sent on WhatsApp? Encrypted. Checking your bank balance online? Totally encrypted. Even just tapping your card at an ATM? Yep, that involves encryption too. It's protecting your passwords, your files on Google Drive, and it makes sure your browsing is secure. Without it, all that data would just be out in the open. Okay, but for this whole system to work, there is a massive, massive problem. If you and I both need the same secret key to talk securely, how do I get that key to you in the first place without someone else grabbing it? This is the huge challenge known as the secret key problem. The most straightforward idea is something called symmetric encryption. Think of it like a physical lock and key. You lock a box, send it to me, but I need the exact same key to open it. It's simple and it's super fast. But, and this is the big but, how do you safely get me the key? You can't just mail it. Someone could copy it. That's the key distribution problem. And this slide just lays out the dilemma perfectly. On one hand, you've got the symmetric system, which is crazy fast but risky to share the key for. On the other, cryptographers came up with a different system, asymmetric encryption, which totally solves the key sharing problem, but it's way, way slower. So what do? Do you have to choose between speed and security? Well, the solution is this beautiful, mind-bendingly clever idea called asymmetric encryption. Get this, instead of one key, you have two. You have a public key that you can give to literally anyone. It's like an open padlock. People can use it to snap a message shut for you, but, and this is the genius part, only you have the unique private key that can open it. You never, ever share your private key. The problem of exchanging keys? Gone. Solved. So, here's the kicker. The crucial insight isn't about choosing one system over the other. The real genius of modern security is how these two systems, the fast one and the secure one, work together in a perfect partnership. And this is that partnership in action. It's called the HTTPS handshake. When you go to a secure website, first, your browser uses the slow but super secure asymmetric method to make sure the website is who it says it is. Then, using that secure channel, they create and agree on a brand new symmetric key that will only be used for this one session. And from that point on, everything you do is protected using that blazing fast key. You get the best of both worlds. All right, so now that we get the principles, let's take a quick look at the actual technologies that put all this into practice. These are the famous algorithms that are literally the bedrock of our digital security. So let's meet the big players. First, you have AES. That's the symmetric workhorse, the global standard for any kind of fast data transfer, like Wi-Fi or VPNs. Then there's RSA, one of the original asymmetric algorithms. It's the classic used for security certificates. And finally, you have ECC, elliptic curve cryptography. It's the newer, more efficient asymmetric player, which is perfect for mobile devices and cryptocurrency. Now, we have to clear up a super common point of confusion. There's another tool called hashing, and it's often mistaken for encryption. Instead of locking data, hashing creates a unique fixed-length digital fingerprint for it. And the critical thing to get is that if you change even one single letter in the original data, the entire fingerprint changes completely. And this is the most important thing to remember. Let me say it again. Hashing is not encryption. It is designed to be a one-way street. You can't take that fingerprint and reverse engineer it to figure out the original data. That's what makes it perfect for things like storing your passwords securely. So when you zoom out, you start to see this incredible web of protection surrounding you. Your messages are locked down with end-to-end encryption. Your web browsing is shielded by HTTPS. Your phone's data is secured with disk encryption. Your emails can be protected with PGP. And the entire foundation of cryptocurrency is built on these ideas. It's the silent guardian of your whole digital life. So just how strong is this shield? Well, the current gold standard, AES 256, is often called military grade. To give you an idea of what that means, the fastest supercomputer on Earth today would need billions of years to break a single key. Your data is incredibly safe from today's computers. But what about the computers of tomorrow? And that brings us to the future and to the next great challenge looming on the horizon for our digital shield, the quantum threat. Here's the terrifying part. A whole new kind of computer, a quantum computer, doesn't think in simple ones and zeros. It works based on the completely bizarre rules of quantum mechanics. And what theorists have shown is that a big enough quantum computer could absolutely shatter the math behind our asymmetric encryption, RSA and ECC, making our secure key exchange totally useless. But the story doesn't end in disaster. Right now, cryptographers are in a high-stakes race to build a quantum-resistant future. They're developing entirely new algorithms based on different kinds of math that we think will be hard even for quantum computers. They're also exploring amazing new ideas, like being able to do calculations on data while it stays completely encrypted. And that leaves us with the ultimate question. Encryption has always been a cat-and-mouse game between the codemakers and the codebreakers. As we stand on the brink of this new computing era, the battle to protect our digital lives is more intense than ever. Can the secrets we're creating today survive the computers of tomorrow? It is a race against time.